Right then, welcome back to the channel and another customer car video. So as you can see behind me, we've got another N57 30D engine. So this is a 330D and it's had the usual 2872 turbo. This is on stock injectors still. It's had front mount intercooler and all the usual jazz that we normally do. So at the minute, this is doing 403.1 horsepower. So it's about what they normally do. These engines always do really well with this setup, but in the name of development and progressing even further, we want to see if we can improve on some restrictions that we've found on these engines. So one of them being the standard airbox. So let's have a look at the setup. If you're familiar with the N57 engine, this is the standard airbox setup. So the airbox is there, you've got an intake coming from the lower grille down here. So then you've got your airbox, and then this we have previously found is a restriction. So although it is fairly wide, it is very narrow to clear the sound deadening on the bonnet. So as you can see, it's quite flat, and then it goes down into the single turbo. This is the exact same setup on the 35D engines, which you'll see later on this video as well. But basically, we have designed a new pipe to replace this part and the airbox on these engines. So this is the pipe that we've designed. This is the first prototype of this, so the bracket's going to be a little bit different. We've crackle blacked this just to make it look a little bit better. We've got the Pro-Ram filter on there, which sits nicely in the gap. So that fits in the gap where the airbox is, and you still get to retain the standard intake as well, so it gets a bit of cold air to it. So compared to the flat standard pipe, this is 89mm. It is very, very close to the sound deadening. To a certain extent, I believe it is just touching this. We sprayed a bit of powder on top of the pipe and had a look where it was touching, and it literally just kisses it. But as you can see, there is plenty of room behind that. So it's not going to cause any problems, you're not going to get any nasty dents in the bonnet when you shut it. So more importantly, let's see what difference this actually makes. So as we've just said, it was currently doing 403.1 horsepower. The only thing that we have changed is the intake, and we've got 409.5 horsepower. So as you can see, it's around 36, 34 to 46. You can actually see the increase in power across this, and then same with the torque up here as well. It does make it a little bit leaner with the intake fitted. It would make a bigger difference if this car wasn't already stretched on the fuel system. So it is already quite lean, so putting extra air in there wasn't a massive benefit. It wasn't necessarily required, but it's nice to see that it still gained a few horsepower just by putting that on. If this was limited by air and had plenty of fuel, so if it had the fuel system upgrades, probably see more power from this rather than just the 6.4 that we've seen on this particular engine. So I think at this stage, at this power level, to just fit an intake on there and see 6.5 horsepower is pretty good. But we're going to continue this video now, and we're going to pull a 35D in here that's also got hybrid turbos, it's got all the fueling upgrades, cams, everything, and we're going to see what difference that intake makes. The other thing that we've tried on the 35D compared to the other ones that we've done previously is the downpipe. So all the other ones that we've done so far have had a 3-inch downpipe. The one that we're going to pull in a sec has got a 3.5-inch downpipe. So we're hoping with the bigger intake, the bigger downpipe, we're going to see a bit more power than we have done in the past with the same setup. I think the most powerful one up to now is the blue metallic convertible that we did. I believe that did
446 horsepower.
Put up the power figures from that one anyway. But up until now, that's the most powerful one that we've done. Like I said, hopefully with the intake, the bigger downpipe, and I think it's got a 3-inch exhaust, should see a little bit more power. So we'll get this one off and get the 35D on. Take it from there. So, as you've probably just watched the dyno footage, we've been doing a bit of experimenting on the 35D this afternoon. This might take a little bit of explaining, so bear with us, but it is worth the wait because the results we've seen from the experiments that we've done have been really good. So let's have a look at this intake pipe. You've seen it off the car. This is it all fitted. So it retains the standard bung and the mounting position. The filter's down there, like we said earlier, it retains standard intake, so you still get the ram air effect into there. I think with the crackle black paint as well, it looks sort of OEM. It looks like it should be there to a certain extent. But yeah, really happy with how the kit come out, but how did it perform? So this is the part that may take a little bit of explaining. As you can see, this is the original graph before we started these new experiments. So we've got 443.1 horsepower and 720 foot-pound of torque. That is with the 3-inch downpipe and standard airbox fitted. So as you can see now, we've got an extra 5 horsepower or so and a little bit more torque mid-range, and this graph is with the airbox off. So we're still running the 3-inch downpipe on this graph, but the standard airbox has been removed completely. And then this graph, 460 horsepower and a little bit more torque mid-range again. This is with the airbox still removed, but with a 3.5-inch downpipe. So the only thing that's changed between the 448 and the 460 is the 3-inch to a 3.5-inch downpipe. So good results from that. So up until now, the graphs that we've seen, the first 3 graphs, are all on the same software. The 4th graph, as you can see, the gains are getting quite a bit bigger now. We're on 475 horsepower. This is with the new intake fitted, but we have also altered the tune slightly. So because we are getting more air than the standard airbox, it allows us to run more fuel, and obviously we've seen more power. 475 horsepower is, we said this on the last 35D video, but is now the new highest power 35D engine that we've done. So we're really happy with that. And then just one more test that we did, just to rule out any restrictions from the ram air filter, was take the ram air filter off completely. So let's have a look at that. And there you have it, 477 horsepower, and to be fair, the graph didn't really change that much, which is good. It means the ram air filter is not causing that much of a restriction. We'll put a clip in now of the test that we did. We even put one of the DeWalt fans into the intake to see if we could see more power. So the results speak for themselves. We're really happy with this kit. It is going to be listed on the website. So at the minute, I think it's available for the 30Ds, 35Ds. It'll probably fit some of the 40Ds as well. But the full fitment list will be in the listing when that goes live. The 3.5-inch downpipe, that'll be on the website as well. So there'll be an option for a 3-inch or 3.5-inch, depending on what power you're expecting to achieve. I'm looking forward to driving it because with that power and that torque, it's going to be an absolute beast. So, what is it actually like driving 475 horsepower, 750 foot-pound BMW Diesel? Let's find out. That is mental. Yeah, I've said it again. Mental. Let's just get another go. I'm actually a bit speechless. So after driving the blue convertible, this feels like it's just a level above. I know this is just a 330D, and there is quite a big weight difference between the normal saloon version and the convertible. So this is a bit lighter. It's obviously got an extra 25-30 horsepower on top, but my god, you can feel the difference. Everything just works together really well. because this is X-Drive, there's no drama. Because it's bi-turbo, there's no lag. Literally, as soon as you put that foot down, well, you just, it's unbelievable. I'm actually speechless. This is just crazy. I think out of all the vlogs I've done, this is the most I've sworn. It's, well, I don't think you could drive this and not swear. I'm not sure what word describes it best, but I know if you watched some of the other videos, mental seems to be a running theme, so, and this car deserves that. So I'm going to head back to the unit. I don't really want to drive this anymore because I'm going to want to buy one. There's no doubt that the intake and the exhaust and the downpipe and everything on this compared to the blue one, the convertible, has made a massive difference. So I'm glad we did a bit of experimenting to do that and see a little bit more power. But yeah, the results on the dyno spoke for themselves, but now this drive is just unbelievable. So thanks again for watching. Click the like button. See you in the next one.